This is my new improved um, design, I guess, or Lego engine. Um, First thing I did was I changed out the cranks. I don't know what they're called, the crank rods or something. The thing that connects to the piston head, and I made it so they're centered because I noticed that the axles that connects the rod to the piston head, it was bending, or it was like kind of twisting, and I was breaking it. So I decided to do it that way, so it would make it so it wasn't rubbing against the wall as much, and it would be stronger. And then after I did that, I changed the rods on the valves. I made it so the rods are one stud longer, so that makes it so there's less friction against the side right here, and that also makes it so I could build them smaller, which makes it so the engine can run faster. Then I also I put a end cap on this little rod there, so that way it doesn't get offset, and it'll make it so that it runs faster. And then I made this intake manifold. I made that smaller, so instead of having like two studs back, like two studs this way, it's only one stud, and that helps on the startup because when you'd start it up with the vacuum I have, which it's not that good of a vacuum, it would be really hard to start up because it would have to suck all the air out of this intake manifold first, and then it would reach the head, and that made it hard to start up. So I made that smaller to try and improve how airtight it is, and also to improve with startup. And then on this top part, I made this top cap smaller, and that was to just make it more symmetrical, make it look a little bit better. It also makes less friction against the top of the valve because it's not rubbing along this break above it. It's only rubbing on one stud, which also helps it go faster. I also tried to time the valves better, but I wasn't really able to do it very good. So now I'm just gonna show you it. So let me just put this down for a second. So this is the inside. I tried to time it better, but when you have I don't know how to do it better. So you want to have like you want these holes to be aligned with the holes on the cylinder, so that way you can get the most air through. And for the most part they're aligned, but they're a little bit offset, so that's preventing a little bit of air, or a decent amount of air, from flowing into through the head, and that's limiting the power. And also these, when it's down, I might have to lift it up because it's on the bottom too. When it's down, it's not down all the way. See, like, it's like barely down. So if I made this opening bigger, then the air could escape faster, and that would help give it more power too. So that's something I need to do. But another thing I also did is I also changed out the front panel. I changed that out from just normal blocks to this smooth piece to improve visibility, like, of the piston head, because that's always cool to see, and also to reduce friction along, because when it's normal, it will scratch against the edges, and that makes it a little bit slower. I kept this side normal because usually when you make that the too tall smooth piece, that affects performance significantly, because it will make the valve lean inward, and that makes it scratch against this side more. So it doesn't really improve performance. It makes it worse. Also on this side, on the intake, I also tried to make this a little bit bigger, and I tried to center it, the opening for the air to flow through. I can't center it perfectly because it's between half of a, like, third of a piece. So like this little third piece, it's half of that to get center, but I don't have half. So. And that's my engine.